see if I can hear myself properly. There's no audio coming out. Right, cool. I see my wait, hold up. Hello. Okay. I don't hear it on stream. Pest. Pest. I hear it. What about now? What about that sounds better. That sounds better. I don't know. It might be this particular microphone. You're nothing. You're nothing. You're nothing. You're nothing. You face it. Stream. 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 You face it. That was getting bad. Let me see. Come on. Testing, testing. Testing, testing. All right, that don't sound bad. So, I'm just doing a kind of casual, real quick, just testing stream, seeing how everything looks. Understand, so I can look at everything on my phone. I just wanted to do not even like a good 10 or so minutes. I just wanted to test and see. I might do another test sometime this week and play a game. Didn't want to play a game today because the next game, I think I'm gonna just start with season 2 of The Walking Dead since it's been so long since I touched the last Walking Dead. I was kind of debating how I was going to do this as far as uh, me just making videos. Like usually if I disappear for a while after I'm like, oh, I want to do this and do that and do this and do that. And I just end up not doing it because the last video I made of the Walking Dead stream, I was kind of disappointed with because I didn't feel like I was really into it. And I even mentioned it on the stream that I was like, I'm just not really feeling it because I was so inconsistent with it. And it's funny that that is my most watched video of the Walking Dead series, the ending. So it, I've been kind of reevaluating how I want to do, how I want to go about creating content, like how I want to go about it, what I want to do, because I'm kind of iffy about the whole streaming thing because I don't know. I think my problem with content creation in general for a while is the fact that I just wasn't feeling it because I felt like I was kind of putting on like what I feel like I'm supposed to represent for myself as far as gaming. Like I mentioned before about not cursing because I was living with my dad and I don't curse around my dad. So it was just that, like that was one thing, but it's also like the way I feel like I kind of act on stream, like not act, like I'm pretty casual, but I don't know, last stream and a couple streams before where I get like bots and initially you don't know they're bots, but you can tell by the way they react to things or the lack of reaction is kind of, I don't know, I was feeling like I was being watched. That was something that I was going through for a couple months, just feeling weird about being perceived, and it made me just kind of take a step back from content creation and just focus on doing what I need to do to get where I want to go and evaluate how I want to move forward with my content creation. I've been taking time playing some games to by myself because I played through Resident Evil 7 and Resident Evil 8, and I'm thinking like the way I was playing those games and just chill. I mean, the game was getting on my nerves sometimes, and I was, cussing, frustrated, or whatever. And it's like that's natural. That's the side that I don't necessarily, I didn't feel comfortable really showing. But it's like the more I think about it, the more I'm just tired of letting my life be defined by what I feel like other people are gonna think about me. There was a time period that I used to enjoy content creation a lot more, just doing whatever, didn't care. I was expressing myself the way that I wanted to and talking about the things I wanted to and stuff like that. And I still am going to do that, but I want to focus more on myself and what I want to do for myself and gaming. So, like I said, Walking Dead Season 2, that'll be the next test stream I do for gaming. There is a handful of games that I want to play. Um, well, as always, there's plenty of games that I got on my PlayStation I want to play, and I still got some games on my laptop that I want to play. And eventually, I want to get a gaming PC because I feel like that'll be an easier setup for playing games. So having to do the whole connection thing with the PS4 and all that, and I may have lost some wires along the way. So that's why I'm doing the test stream just to kind of get a feel of how everything looks, if it's still smooth like it used to be, and getting in more into the habit of doing it. So it may be, I might just do just chatting like this real quick just to be like, hey, this is what's going on, or I might just hop and play a game. We'll see. I haven't really been sleeping properly for a while. I just been up, but I did want to do this test, and it's bothering me if I didn't do it. So here I am, and this obviously is gonna go for YouTube. If you on YouTube watching this before I play season two, if you want to watch season one, it's very sporadic when I upload it. However, I do have a playlist. I have a Twitch VOD playlist, and I have a Walking Dead series playlist. I think I might have put even my older Walking Dead videos on there, but you'll tell the difference. The Walking Dead, the older ones is 20 or so minutes. The VODs are at least 2 to 3 hours. So You can watch that if you want, catch up, see all the choices I made, and see how things go for season two. I am contemplating doing a playthrough series of Resident Evil because uh, I have first remake, zero, two remake, three remake, four remake, five, seven, eight, Code Veronica, and I don't even know if the originals are on sale still, but I saw those are on PlayStation and Steam. And out of all of those, I've beaten two remake, three remake, four remake. Oh, six. I forgot about six. Six, I've beaten three out of four campaigns. Five, I'm working through right now. Six, I'm replaying. I just beat seven not too long ago, and I beat the main game of Resident Evil 8. And I just want to go through the games I want to play them because Resident Evil is one of my favorite series, but I just enjoyed it from a handful of games I played and then watch other people talk about it. And I've been seeing on Twitter there's a lot of people that's like talking about you just need to play games to understand because a lot of people kind of misconstrue Resident Evil or whatever, and it made me want to play the games more. But so far, it is hard for me to play through one remake because I die. Uh, and it's frustrating when you get to a point where, because for me, I'll probably just play it and you'll see. But it's like going through the mansion. I have a bunch of different tasks I have in my head because it's not like I haven't used the guide yet to really play it. I've just been kind of freeballing it. It's easier to do that on newer Resident Evil games because you don't have to save as much or it's an auto save, or you can save more often too. So it's easier to be like, oh, I died, but I saved at a decent point, so I can just restart from there instead of, oh, I died and I haven't saved in an hour or so, and now I have to start all the way over and repeat the process. That's been kind of frustrating, but I do want to play through Resident Evil, and I think I want to do that. Some games I might just go ahead and just do a guide and play it straight like that. Other ones I'm just play through, and yeah, Resident Evil's been on my mind a lot lately, so I've been wanting to play through that and just I don't know, be comfy and play that. There's other games like I'm still on the PS4 and this laptop can't even run Poppy Playtime Chapter 1. It can run it, but the the beginning cutscene is just frozen. And I still have to do there's still other games that I want to play and or play through or play series like Five Nights at Freddy's. I don't even remember if I beat night five of episode of one, and I already bought two to play that. It's just I have different ideas about things, and I'm kind of tired of making videos like I'm Corey Kenshin. Shout out to Corey Kenshin. It's no hate, but I'm kind of tired of making videos where I'm gone and or where I take time for myself. And then I come back and like, hey guys, so I was really, I was going through the motions and blah blah. Like I don't really need to explain. Like first of all, nobody really cares too much about the Twitch. This is just a side hobby. It's kind of like growing, which I'm contemplating streaming on YouTube. Um, but I don't know. We'll see. I might play around with that too. But like, generally, it's not like people are checking up for me saying, "Hey, where you been at? You ain't upload in 5 months." It's just me being in my own head about everything. So I just want to come play games, maybe upload content every now and then, or upload non-game content. It's just as far as like my what's the playlist on YouTube called? Like figuring myself out. I think I want to approach that differently too, because I've been going through a period of reflection and seeing like how I handle situations and lack thereof, and how I've handled situations in the past. And I'm understanding that there's room to grow when it comes to how I handle situations. And a lot of the situations I don't really fully talk about in detail. And I'm just feel different about that content too. Because I think about like how much information is too much information that you're sharing on the internet. And there's some videos that I'm proud to have posted and glad that I posted. And my goal is still to help people that, come across my videos and they see like, hey, I went through something like that and I understand where he's coming from. It's good to see somebody else understands me too. Or, one day, um, if I'm consistent enough and get a growing like base to have people interact, we can interact with each other and see how things are in the world, like different opinions. That is my main, like, I don't want to say end goal, but that is like one of my main goals. Like, I'm not necessarily trying to be like a podcast guy or anything, but I would like to be able to confer, is that the right word, with people. Eventually one day maybe have different people on here and talk to them about situations. I want to be more, I want to be able to give more proper advice instead of more so my content being like, hey guys, this crappy thing happened to me and I just feel crap about it, but I can't really talk about it. And I didn't necessarily handle the situation the way I wanted to begin with. So, yeah, this is just kind of an unsolved, mystery. It's basically like there's no step from this. This is just a thing that happened and it sucks. Which life is about, things happen and it sucks. But I want to handle my content better because I feel like, and I mean, I'm only 28. Most of the things that I went through in my early 20s was me not being fully emotionally mature to deal with those things. I had a very skewed understanding of my person. I held myself up to a standard that was unrealistic for me, that was more so unhealthy. And even now, I'm still learning to undo that. It's a mindset that has more so dragged me down than helped me. So I'm unlearning that too. And I reflect on the videos. Man, I make it sound like I'm making an apology. I'm sorry that I said the things that I said. I was in a different space back then. Everybody was saying it. It was cool. It's just, I never thought that the consequences of my actions would come back to me like this. I'm sorry I failed you. But realistically, I reflect on the content that I've made in the past, content that I enjoyed making, but I also think about how I handled situations. And a lot of the mistakes that I've made in my past were based on emotion, sometimes going a little overboard. I'm sensitive, okay? And I don't know. I'm looking at things differently. I'm seeing more faults on myself for how I handle things because there's plenty of times I've not stucken up for myself when it mattered, and that reflects in how you interact with the world. And that's my main thing that I'm unlearning is showing up for myself to tell myself that I matter, you know? And I don't think that some of the content that I post when I was in those emotional states of mind really reflected. It reflected a period of myself that I no longer I don't want to say no longer want to associate with, but I want to grow from that. Life is about natural progression, and I want to progress in a better way, and I feel like that'll be more reflected in how I choose to discuss topics in my life should they arise. I want to show up differently. If I'm gonna be consistent with content creation and how I deal with my life in general, I need to lost the whole train of thought. I need to basically go about it in a way that I enjoy. I haven't watched most of my old videos, but like I'll see the thumbnail and I remember like what it was like being that younger version of myself that was happier, making content, just doing whatever. I don't really feel like I had that much weighing on my mind to hold me back either. And I think that's freeing to be able to live your life in a way that you're actually happy with. And sometimes I lose that. That's why I take breaks from making YouTube content and everything, because it's like I said, last Walking Dead video, I didn't like how I showed up for that. But it's also sometimes you play a game long enough and you're just like, man, I kind of want this to be over with. That's how I felt with some games I played just with myself. And that's okay. I'm allowed to be disappointed in everything when it comes to playing certain games. Like even if I enjoy the game overall, I enjoy the story of it, it's just sometimes you don't show up at 100%. But yeah, and I think it's weighing on me more because it's like this is the one video when I was feeling it, I got 5 views, and this is the video that got almost 40, and it's like, hmm, it makes you wonder, like, of all the videos, it's the one where I don't show up the way I feel like I needed to, because I had so much going on in my head about how was supposed to show up and, you know, be here for the game and the way I interacted and everything. And I also forgot to wear these. I feel like that's one thing that's been missing is being more immersed in the games. I didn't realize it until I was playing Left 4 Dead that one day when I was doing advanced and I was in the moment with these headphones on. I think that's something I also kind of lose. Like Resident Evil 7 wasn't that as scary for me as I thought it was going to be, but I think that's because I was able to sit at a distance and I was watching YouTube videos throughout, so it was never a moment of like just silence. So that could also be it. So I wanna, when I do play through that, I want to be more immersed in it like that. But yeah, basically, I say all that to say this was a test stream and I ended up yapping more than I thought. Well, I should be used to this by now. But yeah, I want to do things differently for myself. I know nobody may care. I care. It's just like I said, it's just how I've been reflecting on everything in my life these past couple months, making changes and doing things that make me nervous, that scare me, and realizing what it is that's holding me back. I makes you think, you know. Anyway, I have ice cream sitting out because I'm gonna eat some cake and ice cream before I go to bed. I'm gonna regret that in the morning. But that is it for this video, for this stream. But I'm kind of doing YouTube too. I'm posting it on YouTube. That's it for the stream. Follow me on Twitch. I want to say it'll be in the description. I don't know if it automatically does that. Um, Bushin65. Follow me. I want at least want to try and build up on Twitch. Maybe, like I said, we'll see how YouTube goes. If you're on the Twitch side, follow me on YouTube. Uh, the Wise D.A.C. And yeah, I might do another video. I might do another stream sometime this week. But also that too, I'm not going to hold myself to standard, like schedule standard just yet. I want to have a dedicated schedule, but right now I don't because I'm still working a regular job. I'm still trying to build my place up and make it feel like a home. And sometimes life be life. So I am going to do better because there are definitely times where I could have done more streaming, more content creation, but I am not going to be strict on myself for something that I'm basically doing for myself. That makes you end up hating it more than just doing it. So next stream I do will be, like I said, The Walking Dead season 2, and I have the whole collection, so I'm probably play all of them and the spin-offs. Uh, Slowly but surely I'll play through them, and yeah, I want to do like I don't know, I'll probably just like stream the games, like just play the games and stream them all the way through instead of because some if I get when I get a schedule, I'm thinking about maybe Monday this game, Wednesday this game, Friday this game, but that might be a little too much to keep up with, so I might just stream like dedicated games unless I do like a one-shot stream. Like if I'm playing like Left 4 Dead or Back 4 Blood, I might do like a one-shot in between. But if it's a game, a dedicated game that I'm gonna make a series, I'll probably just stream it through. But time will tell. Anyway, yeah, follow me on Twitch, follow me on YouTube. All my social media is on Twitch and YouTube, I'm sure. I think I have Linktree on both, so follow me where like. I don't really use Instagram like that anymore. Other than that, yeah, I'm out.